Hey, welcome back to Holloway's Garage. I'm Sean again, and today we're hopping back on the C10. We got a lot of small things to button up. Hopefully we'll get this thing running real soon, but today we're going to be working on the exhaust. I'm going to do a 3-inch exhaust back, and we'll work on getting everything up in there, welded up and hung, and hopefully we'll get this thing started. Alright, here's what I got so far. I'm doing 3-inch exhaust just because I had this pipe laying around from another project that I got. I bought it cheap, came with mufflers, everything for $100. This is probably like 6 years ago or something. And so what we're gonna do is use this pipe just because I got it, it's cheap, and we're just gonna run a quick exhaust on this truck. I bought an X pipe for it, but it's going to be a pain in the butt to use, and I think I actually might just end up making an H pipe with what I got here, and that way, it's not going to cost me anything extra, and I'll just return that X pipe because it's going to be a hassle to use it, and cost me a good amount more money. So let's get into it. Foot gets me right back here, so that's kind of exactly where I want to be. And let's see what we got going. I'm gonna have to run some. Not really sure what I'm gonna do after the mufflers. Probably just do some like turn downs or something. This thing's just gonna be loud as hell anyway, and it's gonna drone, and I'm not real worried about it. And then I probably am gonna put an H pipe. Because the X pipe would have been nice, but the X pipe was only like 4 inches wide or something, and it was going to be a pain in the ass, honestly. So what I'm going to end up doing, I think I'm just going to cut a hole in here and a hole in here, run an H pipe. With the old exhaust actually from the donor, so it's the same diameter and everything, and then I should be pretty ready, set to go, as far as that goes. So I'm just going to get this pipe here welded up. I'll get those reducers welded up, and that's it. I got to work on, I'll get some hangers and hang that stuff, find places to hang it off of, and then we'll be in pretty good shape. It's a cheap, simple exhaust, and there's not much of a truck here. It's not like my crew cab long bed where I had 20-something foot of exhaust. This one, you see it there. Got like 6 feet of it right there, so won't be too difficult. so I needed the pipe to come up on an angle from where it was facing when I installed the pipe coming off the header. So what I did, I just made like a relief cut here. Now I'm going to bend it up and just weld it, and that way I'll just continue to do that until I get where I need to be. And I think I can get away with just this one. Alright, so I got them hanging right now, and Romex comes in handy for that. But basically it clears good there. I'm gonna get some clamps for the headers, and then I have hangers for this. I'm gonna end up welding them to, I guess I'm gonna weld them to the pipe. I'll put 2 turn downs off of here and then weld it to the pipe, and that'll be done. It's not the prettiest thing, but it will work for what I need. I got the drive shaft in there, the new U-bolt or U-joint. That's all in. So here I have this is one of the turn downs that I just made. It's not going to look pretty underneath, but it'll do the job. So I'm going to cut another one off, and then we'll fully weld the rest of the muffler and everything else, and she should be ready to go. Got another one here, and we'll stick them up on there and show you what we got going. Alright, so this is what it looks like right now. Basically these, just gonna stick them in there like that. And that's pretty much how she's gonna sit. Then I got a hanger here, which isn't long enough, so I'm gonna get a piece of angle iron and weld it to the top of the hanger here, just to give me that extra height I need. Basically, I'm gonna want it sitting about here. So I'll get another piece of angle iron, I'll measure it up, bend a 90 in it, and that way I can bolt it right through this hole here on the cross member. Alright, so here's what I'm going to end up doing. It's always good if you see bed frames and everything in the trash. or if you have any you're just gonna trash, they're worth keeping around because it's decent angle iron. So I'm just gonna cut. That's probably about all I need, maybe 3 inches or so, and then I'll just cut this in half, and then I'll bend a 90 in it. So we'll get this all cut up, and I'll drill a hole in it. We'll weld it to the hanger, and then we'll stick it on there. Got the exhaust in. It's nothing fancy, that's for dang sure. I still have to put the H pipe in there, so I'll probably just do it with the exhaust on there. It's just as easy, and I don't have to pull it down again. But let's lower this thing. That's what it looks like. I guess those are a little uneven. One's a little higher than the other. It's not or it might actually, it's just hitting the lift actually. But let's start her up. We'll see how much quieter she is, and then we can also do a before and after video with the H pipe and see how big of a difference it makes sound wise, and it's supposed to give it better lower end torque and all too, so that'll be nice. Got the exhaust all set up pretty much. I haven't put the H pipe in there yet because I'm gonna wait until I get it mounted on the truck, and that way I know what my spacing needs to be, and then I can weld it in there. What I'll probably end up doing, I'm gonna put this in the center just so it has some wiggle room, this flex pipe or whatever you want to call it, and then I'll weld this to either side, weld it to one side of pipe, and then have a spot where it's going to clamp to the other side. That way I can remove it all, and it's not, so I don't have to remove it all in one piece, and that way I can take each side down separately. But yeah, and I got another new project. Kind of excited about this one. I had an old K5 when I was younger, and it was my pop-ups, and then my dad gave me it, and I sold it like an idiot. I mean, it was rusty and everything, but I put a lot of work into it, and found this thing. Saved her. It was pretty much in a hole in someone's yard, but it's honestly in pretty good shape. It's an 88 Jimmy. Interior is decent. It's gonna need, this side's a little rustier than the other side, so it'll need rockers. It might need floor pan on this side, but besides that, it's in pretty good shape. I don't know why this side's rustier than the other. Got a little rust here, but this is all, well, it's slimy, but it's all solid. The floor is actually solid, which is surprising. Usually the floor pans, especially behind those, in front of the rear seat, they're usually rotten, but these are solid as can be, so that's really exciting. And this side, there's honestly not really any rust. Got a little rocker rust there. That's about it. A little bit forming here, and a little bit at the base of the door here. But that'll clean right up. This side's a lot more solid than the other side. And she's in pretty good shape interior wise. Got some bird shit everywhere, but that's not a big deal. Just like my old one, which is cool. Same color interior. But she's solid, man. I'm excited. That's for dang sure. This is old 350. I think it's probably a 700 R4. I haven't looked at it, but it kind of looks that way, which kind of sucks. But let's see. It's an auto body 350. It's got AC and all though. This was a good sign also. So the woman said it's been sitting for 10 years at least. it's got a newer battery in here, so leads me to believe that maybe the guy tried to start it up recently, the last 2 years, obviously. So that's a plus. There's oil leaking from somewhere up there, and the oil looks clean, so that's also a plus. It's not all black and grimy. So that'll be the next project. I think that'll clean up pretty nice. I could probably slap some rockers on it, buffer out. And then here's the Copart Duramax, right in her keep, and she's almost done. I'm gonna wait till spring and I'll paint the hood and the other fender. But right now she's doing what she's built to do. Pull junk trucks home. But let's get this. We'll get this exhaust up in there. I put coolant in the radiator here. I got this whole thing jerry rigged up, but of course there's a little crack down here that's leaking. So it looks like I'm either gonna have to use the stock radiator for the time being until it overheats. If it will, it might be fine. But I pretty much went through all that work for nothing to get this one to work. So I'll pull this out. I'm gonna try to use a plastic welder and try to get that to seal up. If it does seal up, then we're good to go. If not, then I'll use the original radiator, which is actually it's only as wide as that, as the whole shroud there. So it'll be different. Probably won't cool as well, but we'll see if we can just make it work for the time being. Pulled the radiator. You can see it's cracked right around both those fittings, and I'm not really sure how that happened. So I don't think that's gonna be able to be fixed. I guess I could try. I'll try to knock this one off and then go from there. This side's fine. If I can't fix it, I'll just stick the other one in. So for comparison, this is out of the 6 liter. This is out of my little, it had a 4.3 in it. So I don't know if that's gonna be sufficient enough to keep it cool. It might be enough for me to drive down the road and back for now, but I'm probably just gonna have to buy another one of these radiators or something with more cores to it. All right, let's see if she'll start up again for me, and then we can see how much that quieted it down. And I have to get a throttle cable for this thing. That's why I'm using this string right now. Something's not right, and I think it's getting too much fuel off the start or something.